Thank you to Bug Zero for sponsoring this episode. This isn't some giant company with a call center that you'll never reach. Bug Zero is local and their team shows up with care. That matters to us, and it shows in the work that they do through InsectiShield. Visit bugzero.com or call text 417-831-7378. That's call or text 417-831-7378. Thank you, Bug Zero.
Just a quick disclosure to share in conjunction with this podcast. Each of us are speaking to our personal experiences and do not consider ourselves experts and cannot offer medical, therapy, financial, or legal advice. We represent a wide range of experience on the autism spectrum and will always honor each perspective that is brought to our discussions. Our experiences, opinions, and perspectives are all unique and different and will be celebrated. Thank you so much for listening and connecting with us. Thank you. Welcome to Navigating Adult Autism. We are just a bunch of moms with a lot of perspectives, a lot of opinions, and a lot of experience. We appreciate you listening. Our topic is extracurricular activities for our individuals with autism, our children here. I am Mary, and I'm here with Heather and Dawn, Tara, and Elizabeth. And we are talking about what worked, what didn't work for our activities that we had for our kids growing up but into adulthood and where they're at now and what it takes to involve someone, an individual that has autism, and what is available and what's not available. Especially seeing other typical kids just signing up for things and going for things. And it's not that easy for us. So we're just going to get started and talk about it. And remember to pay attention at the end of this podcast. We do have snippets of short little interviews of individuals with disabilities, some with autism. From the Special Olympics in October, we had a Special Olympics. What do we call it? I'm sorry.
Meet? Is it a meet or an event?
An event. The event. Yeah, the word event.
Yeah, it was a statewide.
A statewide Special Olympics event.
Springfield got to host.
Yeah, Springfield hosted. It was very nice, very well attended. And Dawn and I were there, and we did do little interviews. So if you could listen to the end, we're going to post those at the end. And they were cute. They were good. So, and the individuals were very excited to be interviewed too.
To be recorded.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was cute. So, but anyway, I don't know who wants to start about their activities. I could start. I'll jump in whenever, but I know with my son it was very hard to get him to socialize and to join things. He didn't want to. And I think with the autism, it's more of expectations, and he didn't know what to expect and what time was it and how long was it going to last. And like I told my friends here on this podcast that we still drive by High Street Baptist Church and he still has a fit. And mind you, he's 33, and he'll say, I still can't believe you signed me up for baseball. I can't believe why did you do that to me? It was the most horrible thing I've ever did in my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have to explain to him that we're your parents and we love you and we were trying to expose you. And, you never know till you try it, and you've just got to do things. And
so this baseball league was not geared for individuals with developmental disabilities?
No, it was not.
Okay.
I believe it was through the park board we signed up. Someone had told us to do that, and it actually turned out okay. I mean, it wasn't, listen.
It made a lasting
he wasn't paying attention.
I was like, your memory is much better than your son's memory.
Oh, gosh. So
the
anyway,
memory of it, not the memory.
Yeah. I mean, on the field, we kind of chuckled, honestly, most of the time because he wasn't paying attention. I mean, which I know other little kids do that too. But then we did sign him up for Upward Basketball, which was, what was that through?
Yeah, we did that too.
Yeah, that was a good experience.
It's like a Christian organization.
Yeah, a church league, yeah.
It was like and it was very positive because the coach really liked Conrad and really helped him a lot. Everybody gets a trophy, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, those are the little things. And I think we talked about Art Inspired. Is that it's no longer available, but
Art Academy.
Art Inspired Academy now. So just Art Academy.
Okay. So there was at the library, there was Disney characters to draw and make. And I think because he knew Jamie McGranahan and he knew her, he was able to go, and he did do that. But like the typical things that kids do and sign up for, not a chance. I could never just go sign him up for something and it would work out. You know, like, oh, he's in the baseball and something else we need to talk about is just other parents. Oh, what does he do? Is he in baseball or is he doing this? Or, well, no, he's not, you know. So that's something. We can't always just sign him up and be like other
Yeah, you have to
parents.
analyze it.
Yes.
Analyze it, ask questions.
Right.
Everything that you, you
Yeah.
have to preemptively understand all the situations that are going to occur at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be prepared. And I will say recently he's done better, but even as an adult, especially since he's moved out and he's working, he never wanted to socialize at all or participate in anything. I can't do it. It's on a work day. Well, people do things on days they work. Well, I don't. He likes schedules.
He goes to Comic-Con because that's where I met him. And he was very talkative.
Yes,
I
he is
loved
talking-
it.
Oh, well, thank you. That was on the weekend.
Yeah.
So that worked out for him. But on Monday through Thursday, not doing anything.
See, and I think it's fine. I think it
Yes.
takes some years as a parent because when they're little, you have this baby and then you think they're going to do all these things that I'm using air quotes, supposed to be doing. But I mean, I think it's cool. And now you're at the point where he's 33 and he goes to Comic-Con, and he's good with, hey, if that doesn't fall on a Saturday, even if I loved it, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
It's going to mess up my schedule. I mean,
Right.
It's kind of fun that he knows certainly what he enjoys at this point,
Yes.
which I think is nice. But when they're younger, it's like you kind of want to expose them, like you said, to other things just in case there might be something
Yes.
that he didn't think of. That's
Right.
not, that doesn't come with like something every day that he might think of that he might want to do.
Right.
He might be surprised by something, but
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like with Nathan and Chase, they both started Miracle League Baseball. So back when Conrad was little,
Yeah.
they didn't have that option. But it's
True.
through the park board, and it's a supported baseball team, and there's volunteers and the buddy type that come and help them run the bases. And so we started there, and with the boys' journey, they did that for many, many years. And then Nathan decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He wouldn't put his shirt on. He let us know, and we kind of pushed a few more times, and he's just like, nope. So we quit pushing him and let him make that choice. And he still wanted to go because Chase was playing, and he would watch Chase. So he would sit in the stands while Chase continued to play.
which is great.
And so, but they both had that same exposure, but they just made different choices. And as Chase grew, he was introduced to some other things. He did through the park board, the Spark program, where they would do this little soccer and different things after school. And it was kind of school based, but it was through the park board. And we applied for inclusion specialists. So he was out on the field with his peers at school, but he would have this inclusion specialist that kind of disguised himself as an assistant coach to make sure that, Chase knew which direction when it changed directions.
Did the school provide that, Elizabeth?
That was through the park board.
The park board.
So we applied.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So we applied through them. So,
But the inclusion specialist was provided by Spark.
Yes,
The Spark board.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
yes,
That's
but
good.
you had to apply and show that there was a need. And so then he did that for years, but he still wanted to go to baseball because he said that's where his friends are. He wanted to see those kids. And then as he grew, soccer went away, still doing baseball. And then he joined a wrestling club that was just associated with the school system. And it was just open for anybody. It was not put out as an inclusive program.
Yeah.
Say, hey, this is an inclusive program. But it was. I mean, if you know anything about wrestling, respect is number one. If if the coach sees you not respecting somebody.
Yeah.
So it was a very good, safe place. And the kids were just so disciplined and amazing and knew his limitations. But as he got more and more comfortable, he just said, I'm too tired to do baseball too. And so he stopped and then went through his high school career being with the wrestling.
That's good.
The wrestling club. It wasn't the actual team,
Oh, but there was a club.
So there was a club, and a
Like
lot
in
of
high
times,
school. Is that what you're talking
so it was at the high school. So a lot of times kids would be in the club, and as they got to junior high, then they know how to wrestle because they've been in a club. But he stayed in the club and didn't go try to get on a team. He did, and he stayed on that just through his high school career, and he would do exhibition rounds. So rather than get out there and get really messed up because he just couldn't put it all together.
Yeah.
So it was just a fabulous experience for us.
Yeah. You've had some good experiences.
Yes.
That's really good. That's really good.
So should we explain what the Miracle League is?
Go for it,
Absolutely.
Dawn.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I got a much different story on the Miracle League. So yes, go ahead. Go ahead,
Let
Dawn.
me see if
Explain
I
it.
can explain it, and then you tell me what the experiences were.
Okay.
But see, mine were in the youth versus the adult.
Yeah, this is we're
Okay.
we're on the adult.
On an adult team. They're sort of like this league, and they divide them up into different teams. And I don't know if the teams are named according to the baseball leagues or not.
I don't know. I just know I had names and special shirts.
We were on the
and stuff.
Royals.
Right.
So the Royals.
Yeah.
So basically, it's T-ball, and it's totally wheelchair accessible, and for anybody who would have mobility issues. So this is not inclusionary. This is for people with developmental disabilities or physical disabilities. And when they run the bases, with their buddy, because they have a buddy, in their wheelchair, because it's all paved.
Hard
It was
surface.
created. The league was created
Gotcha.
by a father who had a child with muscular dystrophy.
Oh, okay.
And so this is nationwide.
Right.
I mean, it's not just in the Allisons. Is that the family name?
Well, Bob.
Yeah, but Cyrus Taylor.
Yes, Cyrus Taylor is sort
one
of
who brought it.
the league commissioner, and he's at the park board. He's a park board employee. And when you Google park board, then there's an AR for accessible recreation. And so he has an entire program. So
And I think the Allison, a local family didn't they sponsor the building of the new, because it's such a nice,
It's a really nice baseball field.
nice field for sure.
and probably expensive, just like
yeah.
these inclusive playgrounds are expensive.
I never knew it took $1 million to
Yeah, and there's dugouts, and there's a scoreboard.
Yeah, it's like
really
fancy.
nice.
At one point when she was, and she saw that the benches were not up to her standards. It's like, let's get some real benches in here for these families. Very generous, very generous family.
Oh, that's great.
That is
Okay,
So it was, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
Oh, recent.
Recent. Okay. And so we just got a glimmer of hope. We thought, well, maybe we should just try it. And so I called Michael, and he's like, just go for it. Let's just do it. What could it hurt just to try it? And so I was like, okay. And they were very nice, got him signed up. I was excited. The whole family was piling in, they were going to see him do his thing. And the t-shirt was so cute, and he got a hat and all this good stuff. And so we went, and we were there about, like I say, probably 10 minutes.
Oh.
And then he eloped and ran straight into the parking lot. Oh. And so the thing is, so with Zachary, I think the idea of the doing it part would have been fine. Like if he could have met up and whatever, but it was quite frankly, and this happens a lot, and I think we've talked about this even with Zion too, there were all sorts of young adults and older adults there participating, right? And there was just a lot of people yelling and just making a lot of noise, human noise. And that, I couldn't even get him to, he literally did, he eloped. He took off, I lost his grip, and we had to go chasing after him before he ran into a car in the parking lot. And so we thought about, it was one of those days where we were out of breath after chasing him and thought, and probably the family thought we should give it 2 or 3 more shots. But honestly, when we're running into the parking lot, like I couldn't even get him to just calmly sit on the, I was
How
trying to
in
get
the
him.
world would you be able to get him back to that?
And my thought
That
is
location.
like what you were saying when, he wouldn't put the shirt on and you knew that he was like, we did try and we signed up and we were excited as parents to get to go and see him. And like I said, Aunt Chris and Grandma and Grandpa were there and all that. Everyone was excited about it, but it just didn't quite work.
Yeah.
And so, but I love the concept of it. I just think Zachary is not going to be able to do a sport. Like, I loved this idea of sports because they had the buddy and they didn't have to like throw a ball to someone else and try to, it wasn't any of that kind of stuff. It was facilitated, which I thought was great. But if he could just go for a private session
Oh, yeah.
for half an hour once a week, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Because he would run the things, but
Maybe
And
they need that.
you can get on the field if you ask them.
I
ahead of
guess
time.
we could just,
Because we had
try to rent the field or something.
Well,
but-
we did one of the boys' birthday parties there. And
That's a
we used
good
water
idea.
I didn't even know
balloons
they
and
did that.
everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And
it was
actually,
really
that
fun.
would be really good to preemptively do that ahead of time to slowly get him into the idea of playing baseball. Like, he's familiar with the baseball field. This is
Right.
all stuff that we would think about after we enrolled our child.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But people are going to think about it now and they'll plan ahead.
Yeah. We are helping you.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Heads up.
What I like, Heather, is you usually are so strategic, and especially on your Facebook page when you're writing about, we don't go when it's busy. We don't go
Yeah, we
into the
don't.
community. We think there's going to be small children.
Monday mornings when we shine. Hey, the weekend's over. Everybody's back at work and school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go
So
somewhere.
Yeah.
you got to know your child. Be strategic.
But this is all from years of learning. Now we're strategic.
Well,
We've lived and learned.
and to say, and probably what Don might be like, we didn't have any practice. Like, I will be clear that we moved specifically to go to a certain school system, and they were great. But I found out the very first day when he went to that regular ed, they kept telling us several times, absolutely go to the regular ed classroom, first day of school. Called several times to clarify. That's what they wanted me to do, that he wouldn't go to the special needs room, which is where he would obviously be. He was supposed to be in his homeroom. We were there for 3 minutes and the teacher was freaking out and called the special ed teacher to come get him. And so I will say that we weren't involved. I mean, even a school program, they involved Zachary, I know, one time. 12 years. So, I mean, it's not like we had a ton of practice. Like, nobody was willing to
Put in the
and I
effort.
think that's a deal. Like with the buddy system for the baseball, like someone like Zachary can't participate unless he has one-on-one assistance.
Right.
So just like graduation, which is totally separate from this, but he participated in graduation because his aide, who was a retired superintendent, it was Mother's Day. He left his family and he walked Zachary through the ceremony himself, and they sat him on the side so he didn't have to sit with all the kids. They made a special adaptive effort for him to participate. But even with that, I mean, like, if they hadn't done that, we wouldn't even go to graduation.
Yeah, right.
So
Wait, he didn't have a para in kindergarten when they would take him from the.
well, he had a
After
para,
the first day.
but this
after
was
the
like,
first 3
yeah.
minutes of the first day.
So we were just gonna, how everybody
Yeah.
takes their kid to school the first day and
Yeah.
have this whatever, and we just learned slowly. And I remember my mom. I've forgotten a lot of this stuff. I think it's painful, and so I've just buried it, folks.
Yes.
But my mom says that I would get really upset because he'd never have anything on his desk. He'd never have, when you go for like open house, we just started to just go to the special ed room, and
Right.
there was really not many regular ed activities that we were
Yeah.
included in. So we didn't have much practice by the time we went to the Diamond.
So when you
know what I
went to
mean?
the regular classroom, nothing was on his, like there was no place for him. You're just
No.
feeling
No.
that's not okay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
I think it
sorry.
happens a lot though.
Yeah.
Getting back to the park board.
Yes.
We do have a good park board.
Well, they were awesome. Yes.
And it's great that Cyrus Taylor is there for inclusion activities. And I just want to mention they have a ceramics class. They have aqua abilities. It's a fun music theme in the water. They have pickleball, accessible pickleball. They have something called FAST, which stands for Fun, Accessible, Social Time. And it meets monthly. They have bowling. They have groove abilities, which is a dance. They're starting a cycling club that rides on area greenways. And they are going to start a program called Chair Tie. And so if you want to know more about the park board, remember the AR, the accessible. Cyrus Taylor's activities will come up. There's a publication called The Park Bench. It's put out twice a year, and they will list all of the accessible activities in this
it's a great
publication.
Yeah, I think bowling might work. I might have the nervous system to try bowling.
Yeah, the bowling.
Well, get a hold of Cyrus Taylor
It's amazing.
and ask what accommodations.
Do you have to be a Springfield city resident for that?
I don't think so.
I don't
Is it
think
paid
so.
for by
You just pay for it. You pay for
It
each
is.
class you want.
Okay.
Yeah, we were paying for him to play.
Because I
And the
feel
thing-
like
They're very affordable, you know.
Yeah, it was
pickleball at the there's a Springfield resident fee and then like a person.
Right.
So we've done
Yeah.
the pickleball. Chase has done the pickleball.
Oh, I meant
and-
pickleball for me, but yeah. Jason and I did pickleball.
This is going to shift to what we're involved in.
Does anybody like to play pickleball? I'm looking for a partner.
But I think that's something, if we get involved in something and we can bring in our adult children, I think that's great. I would love to exercise, do something, maybe with my son.
Yes.
And I mean,
I love that idea.
I mean, that means I could be the
You're the person. You're
I
his
could be
buddy.
the buddy.
Yeah.
Well, the hustlers.
Which may not work because he
He may
want
not
to
want
distance himself all the way to the
Yeah.
other side from me.
Well, that's how Zion learned pickleball. We took him with us, and then Hannah his sister started a pickleball group with all of just her friends, and he just sort of absorbed into that. So, but it totally dies during the winter. So, and then it gets him he's sad about that, but
Yeah.
But yeah, pickleball. I mean, we have our local, the Hustler family, who are just really have brought pickleball to this area and just have done incredible things. They also did the Nick Hostler accessible playground.
right.
So it's his parents.
Yeah.
But we've done with Accessible Rec, and it's been amazing. We don't go now because Chase works during that time. And it's interesting though, because we want to keep these things up outside, but sometimes it's just hard. And I just loved this program and really loved pickleball because you could start at any level.
Correct.
And but they'd have the really advanced and what I really liked about it, not only was it physical, I could see Chase progressing, but the friendships that were made. And there would be these, these adult men that, and women, there were women out there too, and treating Chase like a peer,
That's good.
And it was just excellent. So then Chase would invite this group that he knew from pickleball over to Big Shots to do play golf, just the range. And so, some of them we had kind of met through Sporting Chance and Special Olympics golf, which Chase does that.
Yeah.
But the friendships that were made, and these men, they were participants as well as they've been in the program for so long. They, are kind of getting to that assistant coaching kind of feel, but they still get out there and they're doing their time. But then they take these newer athletes, whether they're young or whether they're just new, and just take them under their wing. And it's just really great. It's really to see that relationship. I think there's something, when we're talking about extracurricular, we're not just talking about sports, but there is something that, when you're up and moving and going, that is just brings those,
Great for your health.
it just opens up conversation. There's the relationships build. It's very social.
Yes.
So
it also wears your body out so they can sleep at night.
Right.
Because if your kid also has ADHD or any type of sleep disorder or anything like that, it wears the body out so they can relax.
Yeah.
And I remember, when my kids were young, I forget what the OTs used to say to walk up. they need to walk at least the equivalent of a mile a day or 5 miles. I can't remember, but it was a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get in during the day.
Yeah, the Greenway, our Greenway trails, a good
Amazing,
system.
yeah.
And you can do that as a family unit. I don't know if there's anything group wise scheduled, but that's another place to find activities. And the conservation centers, the nature trail.
Frisco Highline.
Through the park board, I think it's park board and Abilities First, or Abilities First, I think, donated the accessible bikes that you can check out at like Rutledge Wilson.
That's
I don't
cool.
know if there are other
know about
places,
that.
but yeah, you can check out accessible bikes.
That's really cool.
Adults size.
Are they like tricycles?
There's a couple of different kinds. I
love a good
haven't
tricycle.
seen them.
I love tricycles.
But yeah, there's at least tricycles.
It means that I'm not going to wind up in the ditch.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know which ones they've had, but I've
it's
gone
harder
to an
to.
event and they had, where maybe there's a wheelchair kind of set up in the front, bikes in the back, then the tricycles,
Okay.
or the seated.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you
The
kinda
PETA. Or
Yeah,
what are
you're
they
down
called?
in
Yeah.
the seat and
I love those.
nobody can see my arms, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
And before we leave the recreation part, I think we need to mention champion athletes. So Susan Miles does a great job. Their recreational programs are basketball, bowling, pickleball, Pound Fitness. And I had to ask her, what is Pound Fitness?
what is-
And evidently it's,
Weightlifting?
no, it isn't.
Okay.
It's
Lifting a pound.
movement down. Yeah.
A pound on every.
No, it's where they
appendage.
pound on. Yeah.
Hammer class.
Well, I'm not exactly sure, and I don't have the printout
Yeah.
exactly how she responded, but it sounded fun. And I said, "Do you think I could come with JR? And do you think I would embarrass him?" And I'm sure I would embarrass him. But so anyway, they do soccer and water aerobics, and so again, follow them on Facebook and Twitter, and go visit their website, and talk to Susan Miles about any accommodations you might want or need.
One thing I like about Champion Athletes too is they have kind of created this like family unit, the social network where they're doing a number of different activities and they're doing their fundraisers, but they have a very strong bond. That she's really, I don't know if that came naturally or if they worked at that, but a lot of their athletes are just really bonded at the hip. They're just really fun to see.
And they do more than just recreational activities. So they've got life skill classes. They do reading, money, community and home safety, healthy snacking. So there's educational classes also.
They expanded a little bit. Okay. Conrad hit it off with her a long time ago when you're a senior and you've got the little, it's like a resource fair. And I heard Conrad laughing really hard and I'm like, oh no, I thought, and so Susan Miles and him were laughing and I could never get him to join. I mean, I tried and tried, never, he just never liked that idea, but it's not over. I can still try, I guess.
Yeah, we did a session of bowling and that was it. And maybe we need to branch out and then
I know.
try again.
Yeah.
Chase does the golfing through Special Olympics. It was a sport. He started with the Sporting Chance, and now they kind of merged there. But that's that more one-on-one. There's less noise, less chaos.
It's an individual
It's
sport.
a lot more individual.
Yeah.
Zion was in a ton of champion athletes things. We did swimming, which is more individual, but that taught him how to swim.
Right.
That's where he learned. And then we also did individual swim classes at the community center here in Ozark. And then we did gymnastics, and he was a little bit older then, and he really enjoyed that. And then he did baseball. Yeah. And
He liked it. He liked it.
yes, but you know what? It's so difficult. And I hate to say this all the time, but it's very difficult with a higher
You can say it. I know exactly.
functioning
Yeah.
child on the spectrum because he was competitive. And a lot of those games that they do they don't take score. And he's like, I want to win this, and he's like, I don't know. It was just, he wanted to play at a more competitive level. He also has a very hard time with other people's stems. and sometimes it's a little chaotic. You have to have grace for some of your some of your friends. And so I think that's why we stopped some of those.
Conrad was the same way.
Yeah.
He recognized that some people were different.
Right. Yeah. And it just,
Hello.
it
But,
just, he just he couldn't
Didn't
handle.
understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a whole list of things that we tried. So I don't know if you're interested, but we did karate when he was young.
We did too. That didn't go well.
It was bad.
Yeah, mine
it
was too.
So bad.
Mine was really bad.
The first, they actually had come to maybe like the Autism Speaks walk or something. I'm not sure how
They've been at the Blast.
Yeah.
The Blast.
Well, I don't know. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
They were in Ozark. They were so nice. And they invited us and they said it's very inclusive. But we went to like a beginning class and Hannah took it with him. But Zion, he was still in his echolalia phase. So every time they would say, "Kaya" or whatever, he would repeat everything he said. And all the other kids who were neurotypical in the class would giggle at him and laugh.
Turn their head.
And was like, oh, he needs to be quiet. They were like 5 and 6 year olds or maybe. And Hannah and I knew what was going on. Zion was clueless, of course. And we got back in the car and we just cried. And Zion just didn't know what was going on, but he had a great time. Hannah and I knew that they were making fun of him.
Yeah.
And it broke our hearts. So we just sat out there and cried. And we're like, it was like a free intro class or something.
Right.
It just didn't work out. So, but he's done upward basketball and it was really good. It went really good until they got too competitive for him because he wasn't at the skill level they were. Because in Ozark, oh my gosh, these kids are shooting 3-pointers at like 7. Yeah. Then we did Cub Scouts too, in a neurotypical group. And it went really well.
That's good.
David Smith was the one of the Cub Scout leaders.
That's really good.
And it went really well until Zion just got bored. The Cub Scout leader, we just made friends with him forever. And he remembered Zion anytime we saw him in the community. He made Zion feel so special. He went to Universal Studios or some other conference and bought him a bunch of Doctor Who stuff because he knew Zion was, it was a long-term relationship. He's passed from cancer now. And we actually went to his funeral and everything because he made such a impression on Zion. And yeah. So we've done CrossFit. Do you guys remember the CrossFit?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We did.
Yeah. That was a bit, he loved that. That was during high school.
Yeah.
He came back and said, I lifted 100 pounds. Or something like he did the 100 pounds where you pull it across the.
That's good.
And then pickleball, of course. And then we also joke, I was a Girl Scout leader for 8 years, that Zion was an honorary Girl Scout. Yeah, because he was at every meeting. He knew, he did the pledge, the Girl Scout salute and everything, and went on all of our camp outs. So we call him honorary Girl Scout.
Oh.
Well, I'm thinking of one thing that Zion did. This would be our most successful thing is Camp Barnabas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, that would be the one big
for like 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Zachary did that.
Yeah.
Oh, what? So he doesn't do it anymore?
Him and Zion were in the same cabin for at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
No, the last time we did it, and actually it's funny because Zachary even this week is printing pictures from a guy named Tyler was his person that year because he had, one-on-one. They all did it. He was printing pictures of him, so he remembers, which I think is cool because it was years ago. But no, the last year we didn't go back because the person that was chosen to connect with him, be his person, I think was there for someone else. They thought they were getting paired with someone that they were that they knew.
Relationship.
And when he read Zachary's list, the kid I could tell was visibly upset that he had been matched. Because, he had...
That's a lot of work.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of work. You got to shower, you got to wipe bottom, all that stuff. And so his eyes got really big and I thought, I don't know if this is going to work this time.
Yeah.
But, in the end, that young man, super nice young man, but, he didn't even want to go to the ending ceremony with us. And Zachary was in tears when we picked him up. And we decided maybe this has run its course.
Yeah.
But it probably wouldn't have been if it just depends on the year and if the connection is really good. Because we've had some really great people.
Yeah, we
I
have
think
two.
he went 4 or 5 years maybe.
Yeah, and my other kids went too as siblings.
Yes,
they
I remember Hannah being there.
Yeah, they have a sibling camp, and Hannah actually became a counselor. Yeah. So she was the one who then was. She had a girl who was in a wheelchair. She pushed a wheelchair this is like July.
Oh, it's
And
hot. So hot.
It is so hot. And she came home after the first week, and I think she might have had Down syndrome, maybe. I can't remember, but she was so defeated. Hannah was.
Yeah.
It's a lot to ask for a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old.
Yeah, because they're like, I remember
They're still young. I mean,
we're friends with some of the people he had on Facebook, and they're married now with kids and stuff, but they were 16 and
she was 15 because she had been a sib for so long. So, and they needed a counselor, CIA or something like that. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
But they put her in at 15 and she came home. She was so excited to be a counselor because she had connected with all of hers. Yeah. She came home. She was signed up for 2 weeks back to back. And she came home and would not go back. I had to advocate for her instead of my son. And then she finally got her gumption up and went back the next week as as one of the helpers in the kitchen sort of thing. But and then the years after that she did it again and she had just a little bit easier. Yeah. So I can understand. It is so much to ask of a 15 and 16-year-old.
Yeah.
But that's when the parent, the cabin parent needs to step up.
Right.
Yeah. Should we explain what Camp Barnabas is in case we have listeners that don't even know what we're talking about? I mean, Barnabas is a camp for people with disabilities.
Yes. All different kinds. And
you
adults.
Sent them there.
And
adults.
Yeah.
And
some adults, they have an adult week as well.
And they were on TV a long time ago for the remodel show.
Yeah.
What was that called?
Was the homemaker?
Ty
Pennington
was there. And
what is that called?
Dream Makeover.
Yes.
They did Camp Barnabas, and there's Barnabas on the Lake. There's like 2 locations.
Right.
I think I have the only son that detested going to Camp Barnabas, and when they welcomed him in that cute little what they do and they cheer him.
The welcome line.
Conrad had his hands on his ears, and Dean and I drove away like, oh my gosh, I hope we're doing the right thing. And then the camp counselor was like, well, you can look online and check pictures. Well, he was never in any pictures except for like the last day. I saw him walking with 2 people on either side of him. And that was the most stressful week for me. I lost sleep. I was worried about him. And that's another thing he'll bring up.
Right.
I can't believe you sent me there for a week. And listen, I think he had a good time sometimes. I don't think it was all bad.
But you know what? How would you know if you didn't try? I mean, like I was scared to death the first year too. And then once I knew that they were taking care of him, then every other year we went on vacation at the same time.
Right. And the food, he's picky about food. It's just, but I said, are you telling me that not one thing you liked? Yeah. No, not one. Finally, he says, well, 2 things I liked. But anyway, I think it's just sometimes whatever stage they're in, it had to be his idea. And if it wasn't his idea, then I think he just didn't like that.
Well, I don't think as an adult, Zachary would want to go. Because I say, like, he just printed he asked me to print when I say ask me, I mean, he brings me the iPad and the pictures on there.
Yeah.
But he said Tyler. And then I knew what he's talking about because his counselor's named Tyler that year. And so, but if I say, Camp Barnabas, do you want to go back? No. Oh, does he? Yeah. I think he was young enough. He wasn't even wearing headphones then. He was just young enough at that right age where we could try it. And he, seemed to have fun. But of course, he could never tell me if he had fun. I'm just saying when he was happy and we picked him up, I felt like a win.
Yeah, you knew it.
And we had pictures that, Tyler, Josiah was another one we had was really great that would take pictures and, give them to us and stuff. So you could tell it was fine. But the last time, I'm not sure it went as well. And I think you're just getting older.
I think
maybe I waited too long.
I think that's the point, too, is because we have all these things and we've, tried all these different things and we've hoped and prayed that, we're kind of giving them these experiences and they can choose. But that transition into that adulthood and where where do they do these extracurricular? That accessible recreation program is amazing. They've got so many different options. And I think that's, and Susan Miles, champion athletes, and, there are some, but it's
good information.
different. Right. It's different. I don't know how you guys,
And you can't make them go.
Well, I think it's fine.
They have to love it.
I think it's fine to understand, like we're talking about with Conrad earlier. I think it's fine parenting and guardianship-ing to be like, I can honor his choice. Like if he feels strongly enough to say no.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not a doctor's visit like that we have to go to. This is something extracurricular.
And
If he doesn't find
it's
it
not
fun,
therapy. Right? It's
Yeah.
not
And
therapy.
heck,
It's not.
it is not fun for you if you force him to go. And then
Right.
I don't know. I don't force Zion to do almost anything nowadays. He's a grown man. He can,
that's what I
he
mean,
gets
like-
self-determination.
I think the independent part, because I mean, Zachary obviously is not independent in lots of ways, but to me, I should honor whatever decision it is that he's able to make, that he's free to make, that doesn't affect his health or his safety. If he doesn't want to go,
Yeah.
I mean, I need to let that dream go as a parent. I mean, part of it is that too.
That is the hard part.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's true.
And it's hard because sometimes I really have to step back, and is it I'm respecting theirs, or do I realize how hard it is and I just don't know if I want to do it? Because sometimes it is hard. Or you prepare and you get there, and then it's like, this is a no-go.
Right.
So it is hard as a parent, where we want to support them, but we also don't want them to give us an easy out, because that happens with Nathan. Oh, you don't want to get out of bed today? Okay, and I get 50 things done that are on my list.
Yeah.
Rather than going over to the aquarium and but then the next time we pass it, he wants to go.
Right.
And I think, oh man, was that me or was that him?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
It's hard.
Well, I just got back from New York City before Christmas, and of course I love theater. And I bought tickets for everyone to go to The Outsiders because I'm like, they just have to see one show.
Yeah.
They just have to see one show.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of money on The Outsiders tickets.
If you're in New York, you have to see a show.
Yeah. And I said, okay, Zion, you get your whole day. You get one day to plan whatever we want to do. So I thought that would, and it was the last day. So I knew that he would try his best to go to everything that was required so he could make it to his day. Well, so I said, these are the three things or the two things that are required. We're going to The Outsiders, play, and we're going to Stranger Things play. And he said, okay, I will go. And then he planned his day, which he planned the Empire State Building and one other thing that I cannot remember. Oh, the New York, it's another museum that has a ride that is like the soaring ride at Disneyland. It soars over New York City.
Oh, cool.
And so he planned those two things. And he was very excited. And we did those things on the last day. However, The Outsiders, which was like $270 a ticket that I was extravagant,
And excited about.
for five people.
Yeah.
He didn't even make it to the opening curtain. He put on his headphones and just zonked out.
He slept through it?
He slept through the entire thing. And
He was there.
he was there, but he didn't even give it a chance. He knew that he was required to be in the seat.
Okay.
He was not required to listen.
Yeah.
And he likes the Outsiders movies, so it's not like he.
Interesting.
Yeah, sometimes he builds up his day so high that he just tries to get through everybody else's thing because he wants to just get to his day. So that's ruined a lot of vacations because he'll just stay in bed until his day.
Yeah.
But this time I probably shouldn't have just bought the ticket for him. Why would I think that he could he would even want to go to that? But
Still progress.
Do you know what his issue was with was it with the theater, with the
he had no
people,
issues.
or-
He was just tired. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He did, however, because I made him feel so bad, and this is my problem. I made him so bad feeling so bad that he slept through The Outsiders. He stayed awake for the whole Stranger Things play, and he has no idea what. And I said, "This is the one you could sleep through." I was like, "This one was much cheaper," and he had never seen Stranger Things before.
Exactly.
And he was like enthralled. It was like a horror film, so it was very.
And he liked it.
I don't know if he liked it, but he was
Kept his
definitely
interest.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but he didn't even give Outsiders a chance. But I didn't make him go to Beetlejuice, which are the tickets I bought the night before, because and it was just Hannah and I and Jason. But one of the days we just I told him all day long. I was like, okay, we're staying in Harlem. We're driving. We have to take the subway 25 minutes. We will not be coming back to the hotel. One day we did have to go back to the hotel because I knew he wouldn't make it to some evening thing that we were going to. So we went back, took a nap. I don't know if he took a nap, but I took a nap. Yeah. And then we went back out again. So, and he was like, I was going to make an excuse, but, but he went with us. I think that was actually Stranger Things that day. So, but yeah, there's some things that I force on him. I was like, these are the 2 things that are required. He was there. He wasn't enjoying it though.
Oh, that's good though.
Some of the best success that I've had is to try to create my own social skills grouping. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's 2 or 3 young men who are in a similar spot on the spectrum. And so we were doing it every Sunday night for a while. They would come into my house. I would try to do something educational or therapy wise. Yeah. I'd do my best. I'm no Angie Groven, so, And then we would try to plan some outing. We would go swimming together, go play putt-putt together. Mm-hmm. I mean, Indy, unfortunately, is no longer with us, but John Kennedy, we still maintain contact. And we also studied for the driver's test.
Oh,
and
great idea.
John passed, which I'm thrilled about. Mm-hmm. I still have to get my son to pass, but my son won't put in the effort because John was reading the book. Yeah. But we got together to study. We would get the laptop hooked into the TV, and so they could have a big screen and and study. Mm-hmm. And so that's the best that I've been able to do. And part of it was because I think spending the money, again, for professional help. And when you do the poor man's version, sometimes you get the poor man's result. But I mean, we know this, we've got to try, and there were some Sunday nights where John would stay and talk with me, and John and Indy would stay and talk in the kitchen. And my son would go off into his room and play video games. Right. Because neither one of...
He was done.
He was done. That's what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And the other 2 young men weren't interested.
Mm-hmm. But I think the attempt is great. I mean, I think it's because we already know we have to make our own way in a lot of areas in this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that
world.
Yes. So Don, I mean, that reminded me, we have similar, and it's funny because you and me were talking, I'm thinking of all these things that are set up that, that we have, but those natural happenings, those natural extracurricular. I had a mom call months and months ago, and our kids had gone to school together, and she was just asking some questions, and, and I'm like, I'm so busy. And then I just said, well, let's get the guys together. Yeah. And now, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months later, they still meet almost every Wednesday.
That's neat.
Awesome, and they, and a lot of times, and, we had to make it work because at first I wanted to do it and be there, but they go, Chase has an aid Wednesday. And so they meet up with this young man and they pick what they do. And the young man, his mom brings him. I'd like to go, but if I had to do it on my schedule, and it just wouldn't work. So that was something that, I just gave up, and it was probably good, because the Chase's aide is that same age. So they They go to, mini golf. They go to Meeples. It's a board game cafe here in Springfield. And so they go to different things. They've gone to the Empowerability game nights where they play
Yes, glad you brought that up. Because the Empowerabilities calendar, there are social groups and things that are happening. And so that's another calendar that you need to be aware of and check.
Yeah, and there are so many event-based, and that was one thing too, just because I'm jumping from that into the next part. There are so many events. So when we're looking at adults, sometimes it gets hard. Like Chase was loving pickleball. We played for a couple of years, and then he got work. He got employment, and it was at the same time. So he's not going to play pickleball in that setting. But there are so many events. From dances, there are dances, not just Night to Shine, but all the providers have Valentine's dances, Christmas balls, all.
It's definitely grown.
Yeah, so there's a lot, and that's more of Nathan's speed. He's more of an event guy rather than I'm going to go
Every
and
week
do the same thing every week because I'm going to do it once. It's going to be fun, and then I'm going to be like, "Oh, what are we doing here? We already did this." So I can see. Is that how Conrad is?
Yeah, I think he's more of an event. I don't think he would like to do anything weekly or anything like that. Although he does play golf, I will say. He does love golf, which is shocking. Although my husband is an avid player and my husband's taken him with him to either to be his caddy or now they have the golf cart, but he loves driving the golf cart. But I think, like you've talked, some of us are just individual sports people. We're not team sport people. I was an individual sport person, but, and that's the only thing I can really think of that he wants to do. And he even said, I wish I would play golf more with Dad. I thought, So I had to tell my husband that one.
Yeah.
And, but now that you just mentioned something else, I might do that, sign up for Special Olympics golf or something. I don't know. But he's more of, like you said, event person, and then he's done. He doesn't want to do something every week. Maybe I didn't see that for many years.
There's a lot of adults like that too.
Yeah. True.
I know a ton of adults that don't have hobbies, and let me just tell you, I feel sad for them.
No, that's true. It's very true.
It's good to have a hobby.
Yes.
Especially when you're stuck at home like me a lot. But seriously, everybody should have something that they enjoy doing.
So does Zach have a hobby?
Zach has a hobby. He's got 2 hobbies.
Holidays.
Holidays, definitely.
He's got
Getting mom to bring up the holidays.
3 hobbies, if we're counting holidays. But no, his movies are definitely a thing for him.
Conrad too,
and then his pictures as well. He curates those daily. Yes. So I would say that's a hobby.
Zion is trying to fill his thrift store booth all the time now. So his hobby, like even this weekend, we're expected to get a big snowfall this weekend, and it's the yearly garage sale at the E-Plex. And he is so worried about that he is not going to be able to go to the garage sale, which it looks like he's not going to. So
he may cancel it too, maybe reschedule it.
Yeah,
maybe.
and I think that's what he's hoping, because then he won't have. He said I don't want just some of the booths to come, because then there's not enough to choose from. He wants everyone to come, so he's hoping it will be canceled and rescheduled.
Yeah,
and he does YouTube. He has
a lot of hobbies.
Yeah.
He has way more hobbies than me. That's because we're really busy.
You have school.
Yeah, I was just going to say I enjoyed Christmas break so much because my hobbies came out. Yeah. I made a ton of crafts and stuff, but you know what? I have to be very intentional about that. I have to say I am going to invest in my hobbies over Christmas break, because I'm frazzled sometimes. Yeah. I graduate in May though, so hobbies are coming out.
That's good. Well, any last words on it? Just to say that I think with parents, expect meltdowns sometimes, and just expect things are not going to work, and just keep trying. And
I would say start when you're young. Because
True.
if you so sounds so bad, but they're a lot smaller, and you can force them to go do stuff
and just pull them out really quick.
And if there's an emergency, you could just you can handle it up.
Yes,
better than starting. Why would you start when they're an adult? You have to start when they're young.
Definitely, just keep trying, and it's okay if it doesn't work, and it's okay. I think I used to feel really bad about it, but looking back, I wish I wouldn't have. At least I would have just told myself, at least you tried, let's go.
Yeah.
My husband would tell me that, hey, we tried, just don't worry about it.
Don't take it to heart.
But it hurts when you see Yeah,
Well,
the
it's
kids
hurting our
still-
little dreams in our hearts. That's
Right.
what it's hurting.
It just
I don't know
it's a
that
trigger
it's hurting
sometimes.
the kids, and that's the
Right,
thing.
that's what I mean.
But as
Yeah.
a parent,
Anyway.
yes, you just have to work
It's
through all
it's
that.
what you thought your life was going to be like,
right.
And it's breaking that
Yes.
instead of
Yeah,
Right.
That is hard.
Right. So anyway,
If I can slip in a mention
Slip
about
it in,
the
Dawn.
Springfield Greene County library system. They have a publication called Bookends. They put it out 4 times a year. There are a ton of activities there. That's a good one. So
That is a good one.
flip through and pick one to try.
And look at the makerspace page. You know, that's talk about hobbies, talk about connecting with maybe people that are there doing the same type of thing. It's anything you can think of to make stuff. I mean, they've got the 3D printers, all sorts of cutters and carvers and all just incredible amount of things that you can get in there and use.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are. We've really started to get into our library system and the things and yeah, we go through now and we circle things we might do, and then Chase kind of flips through that. And we check each week. Is there
that's a good
something
idea.
that,
It's a good
that
idea.
can fit into our schedule this week? Because if we used to just kind of wait and be like, "Oh, this is so great," and then we wouldn't. So the last couple publications we get in there, we actually circle things that we could possibly be interested in, and review it weekly.
Wow, that's a good idea.
I do want to say that like theater and music are some of the most accepting people
Yes.
in creation.
No,
So
we
like
try.
yeah, Zion even like he didn't want to perform in theater in high school, but he was in the drama classes. So and then he was also in choir a lot. He was in choir and band in school. So it didn't last. It didn't last, but it was while we were attending, it was good.
Well,
He was good.
That's good.
That's the one college with Chase's program and Achieve that he's attending the supportive program for his college. He was able to take one class to go in and audit, and he chose theater.
Oh, neat.
Oh,
I
good.
love that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, this is all good information. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Remember to stay tuned for our Special Olympics quick little interviews with those with disabilities, and they'll inform you of what they are doing now in their adult life. So, and Tara, where can everybody find us?
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, under just searching Navigating Adult Autism Podcast. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us on navigatingadultautism.com. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
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 I'm here with Dalton Weaver at the Special Olympics, The Zone, and we are with Navigating Adult Autism Podcast. And I was just talking to Dalton, and I wanted to get a little recording of him and tell us what you do. You are diagnosed on the autism spectrum.
Yes.
And you're an adult.
Yep.
And you are a autistic actor.
Autistic actor
Okay.
from Independence, Missouri.
Okay, great.
Represented by Exposure. It's a talent network in Kansas City.
Okay.
Also, I do acting for the School of Medicine, so I get trained to act like a patient at work.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who
so-
knew that was even a job?
Yeah.
That's great.
So
is that part-time then? There?
It can be part-time or full-time.
Kind of when they need you?
Pretty much. It's like acting almost.
Right.
It's always a gig every time. So
Okay.
it's always roles, demographics.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
See, this is why we're here too. We don't know all these great stories.
Yeah.
And so we wrote down your information and you showed us your Facebook page. So we
Yeah.
might be in contact with you to do a future interview if you don't mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I'd
at
be
Navigating
excited.
Adult Autism Podcast, we are very passionate about autistic employment and disability transportation. So those are like big needs in our community.
Yeah.
So it's nice talking with you. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah, like I said, I'm on the spectrum. I was diagnosed at the age of 10. At that time, it was because I'm at a high spectrum. It's very hard to diagnose at a younger age to figure out either you're on a higher level of intelligence,
Right.
but also having those characteristics where it can also be a struggle.
Right.
And so,
And like you told us that you were originally diagnosed as PDD-NOS,
Yes.
which a lot of us had that with our kids as they were younger,
Yeah.
which is pervasive developmental disorder or delay,
Yeah.
not otherwise specified. We have to say that because there's a lot of our listeners that don't
yeah.
know what those abbreviations
Well, because at that time, it's now just the spectrum, but a long time ago, it was different layers.
Right.
And so, again, it can be from somebody that has very low motor to very moderate to high skill motor.
You're right.
And so,
Right. You're right. You were a great interviewer, Dalton.
Yeah.
So nice meeting
You too.
So thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so I'm here at the Special Olympics, the Zone. And what is your name again?
Andrea.
Andrea. And you just told me that you are from Lee Summit
Yep.
and you work at Job One.
Yes.
And that is,
As a workshop.
it's a workshop in Kansas City area,
Yeah.
right?
in Independence.
In Independence.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Independence. Yes,
Yeah.
I've been there. So what do you do there?
I worked with. I know a lot of people I know from the people I know from work. So
Good. And
Yeah.
you've been there how long?
25 years.
That is awesome.
Yep.
We love workshops. Here in Springfield, we have one of the best workshops in the state as far as I'm concerned.
I have
So-
a cousin who lives in Springfield.
Oh, great. Great.
Yep.
Great. So I'm very proud of you for working at the workshop and working 25 years for supporting disability employment. So I'm proud of you. It's nice meeting you, and I'm
Nice
glad
to
you're
meet you.
here. Do you have anything else to say about what you competed in? You had said bocce?
Bocce. And then they canceled our softball
I
tournament.
know it's raining, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. And so what place did you come in again with bocce?
Second.
Second? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yes, it
Okay.
was a lot of fun.
Oh, good.
And I have CP. You know what CP means?
Yes.
Cerebral
Cerebral palsy?
palsy. Yep.
Yes. Yes, but
Yeah.
you're doing great.
Yes.
Yes, so you have fun. Have you
Yeah.
participated in Special Olympics a long time?
I done softball for years, and so yeah, I do softball at Lee Summit for I forget how long.
long time.
A long time.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
And our coach is named Coach Diana.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you stopped by our table today at the Zone for Special Olympics.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Mary. I'm with Navigating Adult Autism Podcast, and I'm here with Cam with Missouri Mentor. We're at the Special Olympics, the Zone, and we are here to talk about Cam and what she does and why she's here. So nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure meeting you all. It's great to find you guys here. I started working with Special Olympics 6 years ago, and I began in the powerlifting as an assistant coach.
Oh, excellent.
And I'd never really been around individuals with intellectual disabilities. And there was this young man there, and he was just amazing. His energy was just, he was definitely, I didn't know how to react, but I was so proud of him, just so proud of him and some of what he did. And I went to reach out to him, and I was like, gosh, this guy is so cool. And I went to congratulate him. I went and touched his arm, and he looked like he'd been struck by a bolt of lightning. And his
Oh.
face just went down.
Because you touched him.
And I wanted to cry because I felt so bad. I didn't know his situation, and I just was, it was heartfelting to me because I didn't understand it, and I didn't realize his diagnoses and things at that time.
And it was an autism
And
diagnosis.
he was autism, and I had no idea because you can't tell by looking at someone, and that's where people, they don't understand.
Right.
But I have continued to work with this young man for over 5 years. I've become the head coach, and now he's become like, he instructs me in golf. He has improved my golf game. He has improved. He watches my body skills. Now when he has a crisis, I'm the first person he calls
Oh, I love
because
that.
I have worked so hard to try to learn. I've got so much more to learn about the individuals, but it's just, I absolutely, I want to
love that.
learn. I'm excited. It's this.
Yeah. Thanks for
what-
sharing your story
Well,
and all you do with
absolutely.
people with autism, because it's important to us moms to have good mentors and peer support. It's everything we wish for, to have good people working with our kids. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you, Cam.
Hi, what's your name?
Jenny Crab.
And what do you do for work?
I work at a child care place and do the laundry Monday through Friday
And how long have you been doing that?
for 8 years
And what's your favorite part of it?
to see the kids.
And then I play flag football, and I play softball and bowling. And I'm good sport, and I go pale.